Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Overland Weekly, episode number 29. If this is your first time listening or you're new here, my name is Davey. I am the host, and this is the show that discusses the people, places, and events that make up the off-road and overlanding community. And one of those people is now a repeat guest here on Overland Weekly. Mr. Kai He from Tinker's Adventure. Kai, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Davey. Good to be back.
Absolutely. Kai and I were talking, and it's actually been 2 years since Kai's episode. This show has grown a lot. We've had a lot of interviews since then. Kai's channel has grown exponentially since then. New vehicles, new storylines, all kinds of exciting things going on. But it's funny, Kai. It was about a year ago. I think you messaged me and you said, "Hey, I'm going to buy an LX570. Like I am set on that. This is the best 200 series ever made, the best value." And I said, "Well, of course I agree. I agree with you.
We're about to be LX brothers."
Yeah, and we were talking all about AHC and all that fun stuff, and I thought, well, it's good that I've already got mine because I know the market price is going to go up once Kai unveils all the secrets. And then I get this picture of this like bro truck Tundra
right.
on like 22s. I don't think it had any doors on it for some reason.
Oh yeah, that picture I sent you was because because when I bought it, that door hinge, because the RCSB door is extra big. I think with the extra leverage, the previous owner broke the hinge. So the door doesn't sit right. So I was replacing the door hinge. And I took the picture. It looks like I'm basically like a Jeep bro with the doors off.
Yeah,
I
didn't know if you were going to do tube doors. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is I thought we were going to be LX bros. And then next thing I know, you go and drive up the market on regular cab short box Tundras instead. So that's all good.
Yeah. It's a wild ride. Should we get into that story now?
Well, why not? Yeah, let's talk about the Tundra.
So I made a video about. So I also just emailed you a few pictures, so you can stage that.
Okay.
We don't need to pull that out now. So I made a video about why I chose the Tundra, and in that video, and I think I'll take a step back. Like as a YouTuber, of course, as a full-time YouTuber, doing it as a business, right? So of course I have to think about views, and the hottest trend now is the new generation Toyota. It happens once every 15 years.
Yep.
So I was pretty sure I was gonna get one of those. And in my video, I kind of went through each and every one of the new gen Toyotas, why I like and why I didn't like each one. So, and in the end, in that video, I kind of come down to the 200 series. And that was the first time I looked at Chris, the Pro 200s, 200 series on the lift. And that really surprised me. Like, wow, they actually built something like that. And because everybody says Land Cruiser is indestructible and all that, I say, okay, it's just people saying it. But once I see it, I use caliper to measure things, use tape measure to measure things. Okay, it is actually different. And the LX it's in a way, well, I don't want to say it's a cheaper Land Cruiser because it's more expensive. But in the secondhand market, usually it's cheaper.
It is cheaper. That's the irony, right? Is that
correct?
New, it's more, but now if you're buying one that's 10 years old, the LX is $5,000 or $6,000 cheaper. Yeah,
correct. But I was actually, after talking to the Lexus engineers in the new GX event,
yep,
they actually mentioned AHC, and they said AHC is because GX is all EKDSS, the new stuff, and I never looked into AHC before that because it's just a adjustable height suspension, right? But the engineers in Lexus actually said, okay, AHC is actually different, right? Because and they speak highly about it, but he didn't go into technical. So I said, really? It just I thought it's just a height adjustable stuff for rich people to get in and out. But then I look into the technical white paper through like the internal documents. It's actually designed very off-road oriented. They have some like so it's not just up and down; it's also cross-linked.
Correct.
So it's kind of similar to Rivian's suspension. So Rivian's R1T, R1S, I guess one thing, they don't have a stabilizer bar because it's cross-link hydraulic suspension. Right. But the AHC, they design it. The cross-link are designed for articulation. Like one up, the other one pushed down. So that's like active articulation. Right? Nobody else do that. EKDSS is just remove the sway bar. It's not active articulation. That's like, oh wow, that's first. And also the AHC has the ABS built in, so that's live valve. Although that is not like super performance live valve, but at the same time they have some design feature that is very well thought out. I said, wow, these guys are really under advertising this AHC thing, especially the name, as active height control. That just I'm really underselling that, right?
You're right. If they had called it off-road something or active off-road, like
exactly,
it'd been totally different. Yeah.
Right. So I think, wow, this has a lot of tech in there, and very interesting tech, and I want in. I want that. And I saw your build, like Tundra swap, sway bar removed, and like the beefy steering rack, like that. That's everything I want. And also looking into Pearl the 200s, his 200 series, the 200 series KDSS it's kind of like last generation stuff. There is some limitation.
Yes.
Like tire clearance. It has that weird little linkage thing. So I think, wow, then the OX is the way to go. So, but like I mentioned in the video, that I really want a truck. So it's a totally different experience. So then we can cue the pictures I just sent you.
Yes.
It was actually funny.
Okay.
So that was in Boston, and that was our wedding anniversary with my wife. And back then she was working in Boston, so we're walking on the street of Boston, and I saw this regular cab second gen Tacoma, and I always liked them, and I also know the Tundra exists, but Tundra was kind of not in my consideration altogether. It's just too big. And so I saw this, and this particular one is pretty clean. And I love those wheels. I have those wheels before on my FJ, so
sure,
bring me the good memory. And this one's like very nicely built, and it's like it's not built basically. It's like clean.
Yep, very clean.
Yeah, so I was
now we don't know if the frame looks that way, but
that's
clean.
Right. Yeah. But I was so I always know these exist, but I maybe just forget about them. Then that time I was walking on the street, I saw it. Man, I really want that. Because I was thinking about, maybe if we get a truck, we can have a camper and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, this is it. And then, so that night, that's our wedding anniversary. When I go back to our Boston apartment, I start looking things up. But then I say, the regular cab second gens, they're 4-cylinder only.
So to be clear, Kai, to pause you for a second, this is this Kai's like the rest of us guys. It's his wedding anniversary, and he is on his phone looking up trucks on
That,
Marketplace
that's
and
right.
going through Wikipedia. Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
yeah. Okay.
So the 4-cylinder, it's not bad. It's like reliable, but man, it's like not great. And the second gen also have the smaller 8-inch rear diff, not great. And we'll be still dealing with all the smaller IFS components. Like it's
Right.
even slightly weaker than my FJ, because
Sure.
this is technically the Prado 120 era, and my FJ is 150, and the 150 is already not very beefy. So I said, man, I'm going back in strength and power. It's not great, despite how much I like this regular cab second gen. Because regular cab second gen has the same wheelbase as a 4Runner,
Correct.
but it's a truck. I was like, man, that's so good. So then and I know there is this regular cab Tundra, but I just never considered it. So I said, man, might as well just check those out. Then I realized, oh, so there are a couple things very unique about the Tundra. So first is the wheelbase. I went into in the video. It's the same. It's slightly shorter than the regular size Tacoma, so that's good. But the thing really sold me on the Tundra is it has a lot of room behind the seats, because the Tacoma,
it is a large cab for a regular cab.
Correct. It's really a extra cab,
Yeah,
like an extended cab. But everybody else, like the Tacoma, the Ford, the front seats cannot lean back much. You're basically sitting right against a wall. But the Tundra is different. It has a lot of room. It has about 16 inches front to back. So I say, oh, okay, that's actually, and that's why it has that obnoxiously big door. So that was very unique. That's nobody else do that. So that kind of sold me on that. So basically, the same night, our wedding anniversary, I start looking into Tacoma and quickly ruled it out due to the mechanical. Then I quickly start looking at Tundras, regular cab short bed Tundras. And of course, Tundra has the V8s, either the 5.7, 4.7, either one. And they also have the V6. That I ruled it out. Basically, I want the V8s. And that very night, I found one in upstate New York. Basically, it's the one I have.
Okay.
So the next day, we drove from Boston to upstate to check it out. And that the dealer obviously know what this thing is. So they're priced it pretty high. So it's a 07 with 13,000 miles. Oh, I'm sorry. 130,000 miles.
Okay.
Right. 07, 130,000 miles. And it's a 4.7. So take a guess how much I paid. Did I tell you?
No, I don't know this.
Okay, take a guess how much I paid.
Well, I'm gonna. I know what it would be down here on Marketplace. That truck rust free, they would want $15,000.
15,000 exactly. Wow, you know the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I paid. So if it wasn't a regular cab short bed, same engine, same condition, same everything, it's probably half that. So unfortunately, this dealer knows what he has. So the door is like jacked up, and there's some body damage, but the frame's clean, and that's what I really care about. But I said, oh, there's some dents here, and no, he just said, oh no, you know how many people want this truck? I said, okay, all right, I give it. So I paid a deposit. Then because we're in Boston, so there's no way to park it. So a week later, when we drive back to Pennsylvania, we stop there along the way and pick it up. So
That's not exactly on the way, is it?
it's not. It's like a 3-4 hours extra
Yeah.
detour, but it was kind of weird, right? Because it almost feels like it's meant to be. Because usually people,
Mm.
when they want this, they search it for a month. They
Right.
search it for years.
Fair.
I
Yeah.
got it the next day, right? So it was a very split, quick decision. Um, so so it's still kind of wild. I still couldn't believe it that I bought a truck that soon. Like, cause usually, like we want to make sure everything's right, and you may look around to make sure you got the best deal, and maybe the best configuration. Um, but it just happened, and now it is my main build of the channel, and it just happened like that.
You know, it's funny you say that because and you're probably aware of this, but there hasn't been a video with the FJ, with your FJ
uh,
Cruiser on the channel since that Tundra showed up.
that's right. That's right.
So is the FJ just like sitting out in the barn, rotting somewhere, or what's the plan there?
I hope it's not rotting, but the last time I drove it was back in April. This April, we went to our local FJ Northeaster annual run.
Yeah.
So I was driving the FJ there, and but I haven't made much content on the FJ. However, it's definitely not gonna rot, and there are videos about that coming. And because before the Tundra, the FJ is my only like rig, like 4x4. So, and the issue with that is I try to put everything on there, like one truck do everything, and that make it hard. So my FJ phase build go through a big like a lot of phases, like very heavily built to like now it's lighten up, and now I have the Tundra. They will split duty more. So the
Okay.
Tundra will be more longer trips, more overland focus. And now I have that the Tundra. The FJ can be more 4x4 off-roading focus. So the FJ I switched to the narrow tires, the skinny 35s, remove the B log and all that to make long drive more comfortable. But now I can make long drive less comfortable because I have the
There
Tundra.
you go. There you
So
go.
the FJ will be a little more of that.
You were slipping on me for a minute, but you're coming back around there. I like it. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Uh,
right. Kind of
well,
like your LX. So you're putting some nasty tires on that thing.
yes. The LX is in the shop. Is at Rocket City Cruisers as we speak, and Zach has taken the sawzall to it meticulously this week. I think we
Wow.
took about 3 inches off around the wheel well. So, but those 37s are going to clear no problem. And you're right.
Nice.
I mean, there's a compromise that truck is quickly morphing into a trail truck
Yeah,
versus a comfortable to drive across the country
that's right.
truck. So, but it's all good. Well, Kai, let's talk about this. All right, so this Tundra shows up. You make the move on it, but over the last couple of years, and we're going to talk about how all this unfolded. But you found yourself in the driver's seat of just about every new Toyota and Lexus 4-wheel drive
Yes.
that's out there. You know, the whole new platform, and so you said earlier you seriously were considering purchasing
Yeah.
a Tacoma or a new vehicle. And it's interesting that you say that because you know I think I know you well enough. You and I have talked before. I mean, there's you're a pretty what's the word? Value buyer, cost conscious person. You're not going to spend money frivolously, and so there's a vast difference between buying a $60,000 new Tacoma and buying a $15,000 Tundra. But the flip side of that is people want content on the,
Yes.
so as a business decision, it might make sense. It could make sense
Exactly.
still. Mike Pfeiffer from Last Line of Defense, he
Yeah.
talked about that, how he bought a couple of vehicles specifically just to make content
That's right.
with. So,
Yeah.
but where did all that land? Was that all in play? Was this a from the heart decision? Was this you analyze the new versus the old purchase decision? How did you land on going with the used Tundra?
Yeah. So I think for me, the business decision. So I'm not very business minded, I would say. So I think in this decision, my heart definitely won, because if I am clearly business minded, like the new truck definitely make more sense. The new generation, but I think I probably mentioned it in the last podcast that I am not very ambitious, and I saw the. And I'm really like to dig into things. And once I saw the Tundra, like and also like the 4.7, that can be another
The
discussion. Like
2UZ,
4.7,
yeah,
right? 2Z versus the 3UR. And after I dig into all that, I said, "Oh man, this truck is perfect. I just want it." I just kind of stopped caring about the business side.
Well, I'm going to push back on you a little bit, because I think this may be a smart business decision, because it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it is to some extent. If you search new Tacoma, new off-road Tacoma on YouTube, there's 50 different videos from 50 different content creators that come up, because it is the hot thing. But that doesn't mean that what you're doing, there is a definite niche following, a core following that will watch the videos beginning to end, like the algorithm wants to see. So I don't. I don't know that this was not a proper business decision to go with the Tundra. I think you have a market for that you're willing to explore and create content for that other people either lack the knowledge or desire to attack that. But I'm 100% of the belief, and we talk about this, and I'm sure you do with your friends a lot as well. And I'm a little bit older than you, but these new vehicle prices continue to jump and jump and jump. And
Right.
we're talking about if it makes sense from a business perspective. As a personal vehicle perspective, I can't wrap my mind around spending $60,000 to $80,000 for something that I'm going to go beat up in the woods.
Right.
I'd rather spend 20 for something that can be bought in cash, and I can modify it how I want.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, all that to say, there is a market that appreciates what you're doing, and I think will definitely continue to tune in with this.
Thank you. Yeah, I think definitely. I think my viewers like that, like this truck. It's very unique.
Yep.
And also, I think probably this is like a unsolicited advice for people who are considering becoming YouTubers. That I think what car you drive or what car you build doesn't really matter. If you make good videos, people will watch it. Like just like their lifestyle. He has a weird little Land Rover thing, and he was building, like before he was building the Jeep truck. Those are super niche, unique, vintage stuff. Like not a lot of people build that.
And now he's putting a Ford van on 42s to take
exactly.
it to a
Right. So but he makes good videos. Right?
Yes.
He not only he build crazy stuff, like he's good at those, but the way he tell the story, the filming, everything, it's just a high quality video, so people will watch it. Um, and like also Nate Outdoor Auto. Okay, by the way, he just released a wide versus narrow tire video. That's very interesting.
Ah.
So he also building. He's building right now. He's building that Ford FC, the cabin forward
Yep.
Jeep thing. So it's all very unique, rare stuff. So I think, yeah, I think that's kind of also why I didn't think too much about that. I just want to build the stuff I really want that will put a smile on my face. And if you do that, and if you package into good stories, good videos, it will show through. Like people will show this guy really cares about his truck. He just want to do some silly stuff. Like I really want to put my 37-inch spare under it. I make a video. And if you see Dirt Lifestyle, he on his Tacoma in the front fender, after he cut it, he want to make that little roll, that little edge. He weld a little thing. That's crazy stuff. But it just shows through. Like people see, man, he will spend that much effort on a little fender lip, which he may bend it any day on the trail.
Absolutely.
But he still do it. And
Yeah.
that things is what gives you like I would say success on YouTube.
You're right, and Nate is very unique in his passion that way, and as you said, his style of storytelling, where he does these voiceovers that kind of
Yeah.
tells what he's thinking, and it's
Correct.
normally something like, "I know this doesn't make sense that I'm going to put 40 hours into this bracket, but I have
Yeah,
to do it." Yeah,
that's right.
so all right. Well, if I'm not going to go through the whole build out of the Tundra, because that's what your channel's for, and people can follow along with that. But you've got it on 37s now. It's ready to definitely be an overlanding rig, maybe not
That's
a
right.
hardcore rock crawling rig at this point, but
Mhm.
I know that you've taken it out, you've put it to the test on a few trails and also on a cross country adventure. So tell us where you went, and if I want to know if there was a point during that trip, specifically out west, that you said, "Yeah, this was the right decision. I'm glad I got this Tundra."
Yeah, that's actually funny. Yeah, so the first trip I did was the West Virginia trip with Mountain State Overland. Uh, that was a lot of fun. That was my first trip, and then the second trip, then I just like do some random local stuff in the middle. But the next big trip was I actually just came back last month. My friend Gene and I went to Yellowstone. So we drove from Pennsylvania to Yellowstone. Then we went up to Montana.
Mm-hmm.
We actually went hang out with Expedition Overland, the big guys.
Yep.
And then we came back. So Gene, you probably remember him. I made a video of Jeep versus Toyota.
Yes.
So that's the Gene who bought the Wrangler
Okay.
JL. And that will be a different story. Now he's back in Toyota now. And this trip, he is in his new third gen Tundra with the Alio cab,
Oh,
camper.
interesting. Okay.
It, also on 37s, bumpers, winch, sliders, everything you can imagine on the third gen Tundra, he has it. Basically, what he spent in mods, it cost probably multiple times those my entire truck.
At 100%. 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and the and I'm kind of preparing the videos for that trip. Is kind of high versus low overlanding, but there is one interesting exercise we did that turns out to its own video. Is we went to a CAT scale station, a certified truck scale, and weighed our trucks. So I won't spoil the numbers now, but that was a very interesting exercise to see how a max out build versus my kind of still very minimally poor man's build, the weight difference, that just blew our mind. Have you ever weighed your LX?
No, not on a scale.
Oh, okay.
But it is. She's gotten heavy over the years, and I just had that conversation because I had pulled my drawers and my fridge and everything out of the back
Mhm.
before the last wheeling trip that I went on, and I said, "Oh my gosh, it feels like a totally different truck. It's
Yeah.
so light." And I said, I'm not going back to that. So I don't know how exactly my setup is going to change, but I've got to shave 200 or 300 pounds out of the back of that.
Right, right. Yeah, I went through the same thing with my FJ, but that's why for this Tundra I was very weight cautious.
Yep.
Because but even though I am very weight aware, to what I put on, and basically in that trip I'm pretty much stock other than the 37s. Like the other stuff is just cargo and a tent, the rooftop tent. But even my weight blew my mind at how heavy I got, and let alone Gene. But then that exercise kind of turned into a whole research and investigation exercise to see, is that really bad or is actually okay. Um, so I'm gonna preparing that video right now,
Okay.
but so I would say weighing the truck was the highlight of that trip. But like the most shocking, memorable thing of that trip. Even though we went to Yellowstone, we go to the Beartooth Highway, we do some trails in Montana, and I even visited Expedition Overland. But the shock factor of weighing the truck is still the most memorable. So for the listener who are listening, I will highly recommend doing the CAT. Just search CAT scale, a CAT scale. Probably there's one nearby, and just go there. It's full service, $15. You get your weight.
Yeah, that'd be a good club activity. Get your local 4-wheel drive club, and everybody
That's
does a
right.
group
See
trip to
who
this
wins.
cat scales. Yeah. All right, Kai. Let's shift gears and talk again back to these new Toyota platforms. And surely by this point, everyone has seen your sit down interview with the chief engineer from the GX550. Give us the backstory on how this came to be, because I would not assume that he's a gentleman that you can just pick up the phone and schedule an interview with. How did all that transpire?
Yeah, I would say that is still a highlight of my YouTuber career. That
Sure.
GX event. Uh, so what I got connected, I think I have to kind of go back a little bit.
Okay.
Is before the GX got announced, it was the new Tacoma,
Right.
and before the new Tacoma got released, uh, I mean it was announced, but nobody has seen anything about it yet. So around that time, there was a gentleman who works. So his name is Tiger. So Tiger works in the Mid-Atlantic region's Toyota's headquarters. So
Okay.
Mid-Atlantic is on the East Coast. So he's in charge of sales. So basically, the dealerships all buy from them, buy from the Toyota and parts that go through them. So he's a manager in the sales side. So he watched my video and he's intrigued. So we got connected on Instagram, and so we chat a little bit, and so when the Tacoma got released, but nobody's seen one yet. It's still the spy photo phase.
Right.
I mean, people know what it looks like, but
Right.
nobody see the truck yet. It was just people taking pictures of, oh, there's a new Tacoma on the trailer, that phase. Tiger said, oh, we got a new Tacoma in our headquarters, in our shop. You want to check it out? Said, oh, yeah. So I drove, so they're in Maryland. I drove down and I checked it out. They put it on the lift for me. I said, oh my God, this is my first time seeing the next generation. That's every 15 years event. I'm probably one of the first people to see it.
Sure.
That's like before the SEMA measuring session, and that's before any dealer had their hands on one. I got to see it, so I was very excited. So as you know, I brought a box of parts, the current gen control arms, current gen axles, everything. I want to compare. So that was the first time I kind of see, oh, the next gen has some good stuff. Like the frame rail is like giant. Control arms are long travel from the factory. Bigger CVs. So those I knew a long time ago. But and I filmed some stuff. I asked Tiger, can I film this? And he said, yeah, just do what you need. And I actually teased it on social media. Said, oh, I saw and it was a TRD off-road manual. But he didn't expect me to go so detailed. I had calipers with me, calipers and tape measure with me. And when he saw what I did, he said, oh, that's kind of too much. But he understand I'm a YouTuber. I want to be the first one to present this type of stuff. So he connect me with their marketing team, or not marketing team, their marketing side, like press PR side.
Okay.
We have a conference. I show them what I filmed, what I plan to present, and they said, sorry, this is a little too much, because at that time nobody has this type of level of access like me. And they said, if you show this to the public, their partners will be mad, because the partners, like the aftermarket people, they're waiting for the SEMA in November, the SEMA measuring session, to develop their products, to do their own things. And if a random guy just posted he got access, like this level of access, people will be pissed by Toyota. So that's why I didn't post that video. But with this exercise, I got connected with their PR side. And the PR guy, his name is Zach. And Zach is a pretty cool guy. And he definitely see my passion in Toyota and my kind of perspective. So when the GX got released, and when they're hosting it's called the first drive event. So it's usually there's an announcement event. Then there's a first drive event. First drive is the first time journalists will get their hands on there and drive it. So Zach connected me with the Lexus PR team. So basically it's just one day I got an email from Lexus team. They said, oh, Zach recommended you to come to our GX550 first drive event in Arizona. You want to come? At first I was like, I thought it was a scam. Like I couldn't believe it. Then I look at their email address. It's all, I forgot, was it at lexus.com or at TM, like Toyota North America.com.
Something corporate, yeah.
But when after I verified, I said, okay, this is legit. So of course I just sign up. They bought the tickets. They put me in a Ritz-Carlton hotel. My first time in my life staying in a Ritz-Carlton, and the event was there in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And so I couldn't believe it. I just like that, I just got into a Ritz-Carlton and driving GXs. It was just like that. And I saw a lot of YouTubers and journalists that I like I watch, and the first time seeing them in real life. So it was pretty cool, and then I think one thing that kind of surprised me that is you don't really need to be very big to go to one of the press events. Because I met the big guys. So at the event, because the event is a full week long, so it's in waves. And every journalist stayed there for about 2 days. So I didn't meet everyone. So it's not everyone all at once. But I met Toyota Jeff, and I met Zach. Zach will also be on your podcast before. He's now in Dona Media.
Oh,
yeah, Zach. And he was with Milk Wagon.
Zach Deal. Yeah,
Zach Deal. Yes.
Yeah.
So he was with the same group with me, and I saw what's his name? Dan Edmonds from Car and Driver.
Sure.
I didn't. We didn't meet. I think he probably just like only one night overlap with me. I saw him because I really respect his work.
So you were fanboying a little bit,
right? Yeah, but I never. By the time I realized that was Dan Edmonds, like he was already gone. He had a hood on and he had probably more beard than he used to. So I didn't really recognize him at first. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And the funny thing is, my group is called Lifestyle Group. So I am about the last group in the whole week process. So TFL is journalist, and Zach and I are lifestyle. And it's funny that we are actually the only group that got to do the off-road course, because before us, they had a flood in the off-road course. It was raining very bad. So they did a simplified version of the off-road course. But by the time we got there, the weather got a lot better. It was sunny. So it was just funny. It all worked out for us. And so, yeah, that was pretty much how I got into the event. And there are big channels, and there are also very small channels. People who just started to be automotive journalists, auto reviewers. And I feel that before, I think most people, including myself, thought you had to be big, so they will invite you there. But after that, I feel this is more, it's just work, right? People like Lexus want to push this out to public. So I think sometimes if you just ask, if you just sign up, they'll just get you there. Because not everyone there is big.
Okay.
And like me, I'm pretty small back then. Because when I got there, pretty nobody knows what I am. And there are also other creators kind of like me, and they're just starting out. So it's kind of interesting. So for people who are listening who want to go to this type of event, probably just go ask, and you'll be there.
Never hurts to ask. Well,
that's right.
So back to the bringing it back around to the interview. Did you ask for the interview, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so the interview, they have you can sign up. In the email, they say you have the opportunity to interview the chief engineer. And of course, I signed up, and I prepared a lot of questions. I got Excel tables with datas. And so it was only half an hour. So that was the challenge.
Sure.
I also in that event, I met the Chasing Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the GX. He lives right next to there. So I met him.
Easy trip for him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. Very built out GX470. And the so by the time I got there, so we just sit in the conference room, and for some reason, a lot of journalists, they didn't really film the interview. I think they just went in with no camera and just talked, and I don't know why. So
Maybe they're print journalists. Maybe they're going to write an article.
maybe,
I don't know. Yeah.
yeah. So I asked, oh, can I actually film this? And they say, oh, if you want. And so it's not a like a real thing for apparently. Uh, oh, and the funny thing is, because I know I'm gonna interview the chief engineer, I was prepared. I bought a new DJI Mic 2, which
Okay.
just came out a few days, like a week before this event.
Yep.
So I need the best microphone possible. So I bought a new DJI Mic 2, and I set everything up. And after the interview, I realized the mic was not on. So the audio I got was from the in-body mic from my Canon camera that was sitting on the other corner of the room. That's why the audio of that clip was kind of crappy because I forgot to turn on my brand new DJI Mic 2.
Hey, that's why you always have a backup audio.
That's right.
I lost a whole episode over bad audio. So yeah, I know.
Yeah. Thank God I had the at least the mic on the camera was still working. So yeah, so so I think the interview went pretty well, and I got to ask a lot of questions that if it wasn't the chief engineer, it wouldn't have the same like credibility.
Sure.
When we talk about engines and however the amount of question, like the amount of details we can get is also kind of limited. Like for example, I asked the chief engineer, "What's the biggest tire I can fit on the GX550?" And he just said that 33, that the stock size. I said, "Yeah, I know it's that's the Overtry, but I want bigger. What's the bigger one?" And the PR lady had to step in and said, "As a OE manufacturer, we cannot comment on aftermarket modifications."
But he was with that said, I mean, you did get into some technical discussion with him. You know, you were pressing him on the efficiency of the smaller engine, and he was talking about the bore size on the cylinders. And do you think you caught him off guard? I mean, you've got a translator, so there's a little bit of delay there, but I just can't imagine that anybody else came into the room that day asking questions like you were.
Yeah, they did tell me I asked a question. So I think the board says they caught me off guard. They caught me off guard because like I said in the video, I thought the long stroke is the answer for high torque, but it turned out it was not that case. And at the same time, like even in that video, a lot of people still don't believe what the chief engineer said, right? So I think it is kind of highly, like even to this day, I am still a little reserved on that engine because I posted that video. A month later, they came out with a recall saying it's the machine debris, but for some reason, it's still having that problem.
Thank you. So I was going to ask you this question. So your gut response, is it a manufacturing machining defect or is it an engineering issue with those bearings?
I would think it's probably a mixture of both, and it kind of muddied the water for them. so it's a little hard to say. So one thing is most people, the most regular people, they want a simple story. Right? Because of A that causes B, that's it. But it could be there's A, B, and C doing kind of the same thing, and suddenly there's a lot of A went in, and that triggered a lot of like social media posts and all that.
Right.
And then Toyota, of course, they also had to look okay. So I think usually it's a lot of variables all comes together that will make things muddy. But I would think this engine definitely have some design related. It's definitely have higher stress. Right?
Well,
Even though the chief engineer said higher combustion efficiency doesn't mean higher stress. But in their technical document of the engine, it says because of the use of the turbocharger, they beefed up that bearing. Like if it's not higher stress, why do you beef it up, right? So
that's right, and and it's because it's the Tundras and the Lexus that are experiencing this same issue. So now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but those Tundra motors are manufactured in Alabama. Those come out of Huntsville,
mhm.
and those Lexus motors came out of Japan. So if it was a manufacturing machinery issue, it seems odd that it would be wrong on in both plants.
Right, unless their their manufacturing process is so well
And
dialed,
and that's a possibility because it's
right?
Toyota, and that's
Right,
what
they
they do.
even
So
recreated the same
the
fail.
same
Like
defect.
that
Yeah.
little machining path left the same shape sliver on there. It might very well be because they are the grandfather of modern manufacturing, like Six Sigma, lean production, all
Oh
that,
yeah.
like Kaizen, all that. Because when I was in my old job, like the manufacturing is all those words are Japanese, like pokeyoke and all that.
Yes.
And so yeah, so and also in my video I said Chris, the Pro the 200,
Yep.
he worked on a LS that the
That's
coupe
right. Yeah.
that was like way before this. They also have main bearing issue. So I think there could be, so maybe that was also debris, or it could be something else, right? So it could be something else that triggered the main bearing issue. And I hope this sorted out, but I think probably most of the failures people are having is truly the machining debris. There could be some the other factors, either it's overstress or something else. I don't know. The other ones are probably pretty very very low occurrence, like probably the same occurrence as my 2UZ will blow up. Like 2UZ is not every single one is bulletproof. There could be there issue on 2UZ too.
I
So
guess, but I don't know. I wonder in a few years, you know, uh, 7 8 years down the line, these used LX 600s are on the market. They've got 100. They've got 120,000 miles on them. That motor's been fine till that point. I don't know if I could be comfortable purchasing one of those and laying
mm,
out dollars for those like I could for a 2UZ or a 3UR.
right,
Because the chance, because if it fails, it's catastrophic.
yeah.
It's not a coolant valley leak, it's not something that I can fix. It's catastrophic. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is definitely. I think my stance is probably kind of in between Toyota fanboys and Toyota haters. I probably are in the middle. I'll still say this engine kind of make me nervous, but I cannot pinpoint exactly why because there are just too many variables I don't know.
Mm.
Um, um, but despite how much I wish Toyota success, so far the Tundras are not looking good. Like there's still the failures. They outside the recall, people still have this exact issue. Um, so so that yeah, so that, and this trip with my friend Gene, like we're kind of worried about his engine.
Because from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading, if you do own the Tundra and you experience the failure, even if it's under warranty and they're going to take care of it, it's not like you can get that done next week. A lot of
Right.
guys are out of their truck for months at a time waiting on their turn in line. So
Yeah, and to just take the whole thing out and put it back in, like just too much room for human error. Like this
sure,
is in a dealership. It's not
right, not a
in
factory. Yeah.
a Six Sigma Toyota factory.
Well, um, Kai, let me ask you this because I feel like talking about these press events and getting to the press vehicles on loan, because then you ended up taking out the Tacoma, and putting it through its paces and doing all these tests. And but you were, I think it's safe to say you were unbiased with your opinion on all of these vehicles. You even the new Land Cruiser has been out for a couple of years now, and man, it seems like most everyone who has one of these press vehicles or is at an event or is some type of journalist, they just want to tell you how great it is and how beautiful it is, and you can get round headlights or square headlights, and the CarPlay works great, and this and that. And you looked in the camera and said, Toyota, you missed it. This is not what the people wanted, what our demographic wanted. Do you feel comfortable doing that? I guess what I'm really asking is, like, do you feel like you're going to get blackballed from the next Toyota event, or has your reception with their PR department been okay? We'll take honest feedback.
Yeah, I think they have been pretty cool. I think I would say Toyota is not that petty. I would say, um, like as long as you are not deliberately try to bash them.
No, you're not slandering them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
If you're not slandering them, they will take this pretty positively. Like I after I send this video to Zach, my PR guy, and he like said he said that it's a valid point, and he just mentioned it, so he doesn't know like everything. Like he just said maybe it's because this vehicle is designed with some overseas market in place, and there are some design challenges. So it's not like the Tacoma. The Tacoma is very North America focused, so they
sure.
speak the language. They put the CV in there, uh, and those. But they and and after I came back from the Yellowstone trip, so that's this July, so just last month, Toyota invited me to. So actually, when I was at Expo Overland, the day I left, it was a Toyota event at the ranch.
Mm,
It's called the Wild Montana.
okay.
So there were several creators were there. You've probably seen some Instagram stories, and they were doing another one later, and Toyota invited me to that. But it just I really wish to go, but my schedule, no matter how hard I try to move things around, it has a conflict. So I'm not go. I am not going. But it looks like they are still inviting me to events like that.
Well, that's a good sign.
Right, right,
That's a good sign. And no, I think the way you went about it, like I said, it's not slander. You put your thoughts together. You presented the facts, and it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, these vehicles, and you've said this in multiple different ways, these vehicles are better than they have ever been for road driving, road handling, safety. You know, all of those things.
correct.
But it's come at the expense of the enthusiast,
Right,
and and that's not just Toyota. Obviously, that's
right.
that's every manufacturer. But there's a balance there, and it seems like, especially like these little bitty tie rods, and them smaller link brackets, and the single shear points instead of double shear points on things. It's like, really, like you had to take that away from us. I think that's the part that's hard for some of us to wrap our head around.
Yeah, I think especially for the new Land Cruiser, it is like you already designed those better things on other trucks.
Right.
And why did you like put this over
Yeah.
here and like that's it? And even for the Forerunner, um, the same wheelbase, same everything as the same drivetrain as the Land Cruiser. The Forerunner gas tank is a little bigger, um, a 1 gallon bigger.
Mm.
So it may be some AC routing underneath, or for overseas a different powertrain. There's something interference there. It was just weird. So that was the main thing. The thinner brackets. Okay, you need weight savings, all that. But the already good stuff, you left it out, and it is still a pretty expensive car. Even it's the cheaper ones that has better mechanical parts. So that was, I think it's not, it's more like a strategic or business or decision that they package things, they miss something maybe. So that's my main thing. And also
I thought it
the
was.
special edition is kind of not very special. So that was my main thing.
That's true. I thought it was interesting, the differential, the ring and pinion choices too. The choice to have to reinvent the wheel, and make all these new differentials when in the 200 series and the Tundra, they're so proven, and so tough. And then I mean, maybe these new ones will be just as good, but it just seemed kind of odd that, I mean, because Toyota, I mean, they've been known even over platforms to carry parts like differentials over for decades and decades.
Mm-hmm.
But they really wanted to reinvent the whole thing this go around. So we shall see.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, Kai, you mentioned earlier about the skinny versus wide, the pizza cutter versus
Yes,
the wide tires. So this video exploded.
that's right.
This is one of those, they say, broke the internet, right?
Yeah.
It's at 5 million views, or 5 million plus views now. 6,500 comments on this video. Last time I checked. Uh, First question, because I know before you always tried to read and be engaged in the early days with all your videos. Have you read all 6,500 comments on the tall versus skinny video?
Definitely not.
Okay.
I think, yeah. So the way YouTube work is, there's a called the YouTube Studio,
Yes.
and then there's all the comments come out. I think it's probably after that video there are too many comments that I stopped reading,
Just couldn't
like,
keep up.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before that it was relatively manageable, and after that I kind of stopped. So right now, uh, mostly I will make sure to read every comment, like I'll say in the first day, I'll try to be there. Then after that, it was kind of maybe if I am waiting on something, I'll check a
All right.
few.
So you hear that, folks. If you want Kai to read and reply to your comments, you need to be subscribed and watching that first day when the video premieres. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, but I try to be engaged more. But it's yeah, but for that video, it's definitely. I'll say it definitely there's like controversies. That's why you should definitely check out Outdoor Auto's new video he just posted yesterday. It's very very well done.
The did you have a feeling? I mean, you talk about it being kind of a controversial subject in the community, and it has for years and years. But when you posted that, were you like, yeah, this is going to be a good one, or
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So
so you kind of knew,
right, so like as a creator, there is just sometimes you kind of know this video is a good one.
kind of like a
Right?
songwriter when they know they've got a hit.
Right. So
Yeah.
back then, I forgot how many subscribers I had back then, but it was I was like not big or not like tiny, but in the middle. But I had a thought in my mind that I think this video is probably gonna hit 1 million views, but that was a big numbers back then. But I already feel this is probably gonna hit 1 million, and it did. So, and I think it just when I was doing the testing, after I see the data, it shocked me a lot. Then I think, okay, if I can convey my feeling and these data to more people to let them experience that, this video will do well. So that's how I feel. So it's really just what the measurement turned out to be, make me, because I didn't expect it to be like that. I thought so. Even when I was talking, I was thinking like if the because when I see the tires, to be honest, I still like the wide tire look. I said if it was not like drastically different, I'll go with the wide. Like I'll present the data and go with the wide because the skinny just looked too skinny. But the data said, oh wow, that's a huge difference, especially for the deformation. So I said, okay, I have to go with the narrow. It's just so good. But there, I want to kind of respond to some comments that so there is a caveat that Outdoor Auto addressed is for that video, the narrow and wide, I use the same wheel width, right? Because so it was because this experiment is kind of for me because that wheel, the 6-lug Rock Warrior wheel, if Toyota guy know what that is the rarest Toyota wheels you want to get. So the Rock Warrior is the Tundra, what I have, but the 6-lug version is ultra rare, and I wanted that wheel for years, and I got it. And so, like for me, that's the wheel. I'm not changing wheels, so that's why I'm using the same wheel. But at the same time, it's also a cleaner exercise, right? So only thing change is the tire.
Yeah.
The wheel is so ideally you want a wider wheel for a wider tire, but for that experiment, for me, I only want that wheel. And to make that video concise and flow better, I didn't add in all the other like explanations, right? So so I think that was one of the controversy. Right? If you do a wider wheel, would the result be different? And that's what Outdoor Auto did. So So people who are listening, go check out his video. As I won't spoil the result. But for me, since I'm set on that 6-lug rock road rear, the skinny tire definitely outperformed the wide. So, especially in the flexing tire flex. So that was a pretty shocking result.
Yeah, and the other, I guess it's interesting because I obviously I watched your video, and I was already on a kind of a skinny 35 1150, and and now I'm going to a 37 1350.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't as much about the contact patch as I needed to get that tire outside of the fender well, because the terrain here and the trails that we're
Yes.
wheeling, it's either going to be a fender and a door, or it's going to be the tire that can bite
That's
into
right.
it for me. So, and to your point, that could be addressed with different wheels and different offsets, but then it produces a different set of challenges. So, but your video was great, and the conversation that it sparked, just like we're having now, are all good things, and that's why there's there's no what's the word, no golden rule. It's
Correct.
just going to depend.
Correct.
But congratulations on that. Yeah, that was a big one when I saw it, and then it quickly every forum that I'm in, every group chat, like people are like, have you seen this? What do you think? Well, I think he doesn't know what he's talking about. No, I've been saying what he's saying for years. Like it created this conversation. So
Thank you. Yeah.
very
So
good
I
job.
think. Thank you. I think the one thing I hope eventually people, more people understand through my videos is there is no like best or I think that the community, it happens in everything, and not just off road. Like people like to pick team, and like you're either team wide or team narrow.
Right.
And also, I think the other thing the team I create is high lift or low lift. Right. So you're team high or team low, and it's like you're on this team. Everything the other team does is trash, but that's like that just doesn't happen in life. Like everything, it doesn't work this way.
Sure.
So I hope eventually people will start, like more people will ever see more my videos. They kind of understand this. Like it's just the goal is to understand what are the variables and how they work for you or against you. And like for the lift example, right? I made a video about, in my title I said don't lift this, right? It's a little semi clickbaity title, but in that video I said lift, articulation and ground clearance are both important, and I said GX should have lifted a little bit because its weakness is clearance, and probably not because of me, but because a lot of people complain. In the second year GX550, they did lift it. They lift the front by 1 inch.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I think
Oh, you didn't know that?
I think we're going to give you credit for that, Kai.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you hear that, folks? When you purchase your second year GX550, whether it's now or 10 years from now, when it's on the used market, you can thank Kai for that extra inch. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. So basically, in the video, I said, if I was me, I got a GX550, I will lift it 1.5 inches in the front. And the Lexus team lifted 1 inch in the front in the second year.
It's Toyota. They're going to be conservative. So,
right.
We can only go an inch.
Yeah. But also, for my FJ, now I am. So I haven't decided really how to do the FJ now. But the FJ, I'm definitely going to go bigger tires. And like for my Tundra, in my fitting 37 video, I stress very hard. I don't want to cut. I want it to fit. But for my FJ, I'm gonna cut a lot.
Yeah.
so, um, so the FJ, maybe I'll lift it a little more because when it comes to East Coast rock garden type of things, clearance wins every time. Like my FJ is on long travel, 35s, a lot of flex. And there was a friend of mine here in the Northeast. We call him Crazy Jose. So he has FJ. It's on factory width suspension on 40s. So he basically like lock out the suspension, like fully droop all the time,
Yeah.
like, and no flex. When we go to Rouse Creek Off Road Park on a black trail rock garden type, he's outwheeled me everything. He just go through it. He has no flex, but the tire does all the flex with 40-inch tires. But me, I have all the flex, but I got hung up everywhere. So there is just no good or bad. But if we go to Moab, it's like smooth, slick rock, like things he may flip over.
Sure.
I will flex through it. So it's all there's no best. All right. So I think people just I think a lot of people live their world binary. You just black or white. You team A or team B. But it's really doesn't work like that. I hope like with after I post more videos like to present a lot of these type of dilemma like this the choices need to be made. I think people eventually see, oh, okay, so there's a lot more than that. You actually have to weigh your pros and cons on many variables, not just two. It's just many variables. You kind of smash them together and come up with your own best judgment.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, I think you do a good job of conveying that and educating folks on that because you're an engineer by trade. You think in a very methodical mindset about approaching things, but everyone has different personalities, and some people just think, well, that looks the best, so it must be the best, or that's visually appealing, or this or that. So you're showing a different perspective for choosing how to approach a build, and I think that appeals to folks.
Right, right, right.
Um, Kai, you are I think you're something like 44 or 45 videos in on your channel now. Do you have is there one that stands out that was the most enjoyable or maybe the funnest to create?
I think to create the process, probably the tire video,
Okay.
because that's a lot of experiment, a lot of data gathering. Uh, but I would say my favorite video is probably my why I picked the Tundra build,
Mm.
like why I didn't pick the new Toyota
Yep.
and pick the Tundra video. I think like if my friends, uh, whether they are car guys or not, if they say, "Oh, you are a YouTuber," they, like show me your video. That video is probably what I'm gonna show.
That's the link you send them. Okay.
Right, right. Because I think that video has a little more story. It kind of progresses through it. Uh, I feel that's like more fun to watch. It's not like crazy technical. Um, yeah, so that's probably my favorite video, and that's kind of the hard balance that I have to deal with every day is balancing the technical aspect and the story and the fun, the like easy to watch thing. So that I think that video I did a decent job in balancing those.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the storytelling and your style. I don't want to say it's evolved, but it's become more personalized. It's it's a Kai, it's a tinkerer style
Thank
video, style of storytelling, and that's
you,
cool
thank you.
because it's your own thing now.
Appreciate it.
What what about videos that don't work out? I can't imagine that there hasn't been some ideas or some projects or some for a video that you've gotten halfway through and said this isn't going to work. I shouldn't have gone down this road. Have you had any that you had to give up on, or are
I,
you just too persistent to give up on anything?
I think there has to be, because on my video I scripted out first,
Okay.
and writing the video takes by far the most time for me. I'm not sure if it may be surprising to people. It takes more time to write the video than to do the experiment, to film things, than to edit. Writing is takes me the longest. So there are definitely probably some videos I stop writing.
Okay. So they never get out of the writer's room.
Right. But um, yeah. And there are videos that didn't do well enough for the amount of time I put in. I think the recent one will be the Tacoma review, right? The new versus old Tacoma. Oh, that kind of circled back to what I said in the beginning. So I was one of the first guy put on hands on a new Tacoma, but because like Toyota has their partner, I cannot post that. So I have to wait for my press vehicle, and it was I said I want a TRD off road gas. That's it. I don't want anything else. And that configuration took like over a year to get to me. So by the time I can do my video, it's already like over a year in. But I don't think that is the only reason it didn't do well, that video. I think that video, when I was writing, I had way too much stuff I want to cram in. I think I spent a month writing that video. Like just writing. Nothing else, just writing.
Wow.
And I had to trim it down a lot. But I think I was probably have too much technical stuff I tried to put in. It kind of lost the story part. So that video didn't do very well for the amount of effort I put in. And even we filmed a ton of footage. I have to cut a lot of stuff out just to make it concise enough. So there are definitely like things happen like that, but that is true for any type of work in life. There sometimes just doesn't work out, and you just have to keep doing, like learn from it, and keep try to make the next video better.
Well, so speaking of next, can you give us any teases of what's on the horizon, either for you or for the channel? And another part to that question: have you considered doing any more hardware bumpers or any manufacturing, or are you kind of moving on from that phase and focusing on the channel?
Yeah, I'll answer the second part first.
Okay.
So I am actually transitioning. I'm moving more towards YouTube and less in product development. The production cost of the bumper is just too high, and even though like everything is made here, it's like a shop next to me in Pennsylvania. No tariffs, but price is going up, cost is going up, because those people, their cost of things are affected by everything. So, and as a like, I think my main issue is I don't own the manufacturing. I have to pay a shop that make the bumper, and just another layer in between, and the cost is just too high. And even like when they raise so I'm making one more batch of bumper. Then I'm done the bumper.
Okay.
So the price went up 18%. I said, "Wow, that's a lot. Why?" And they said, "Man, we're breaking even if we don't do this." Like I trust them. We're a good relationship for a good few years. But he was like, "Oh man, if they're breaking even, like nobody's making money in this thing." Um, so
You're like, I was already breaking even. So now,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm making one last run to use up some stock
Okay.
parts, and that's it. Uh, but which are unfortunate. Before I have to make this decision, my YouTube were on a decent trajectory, so that I can afford doing this. Otherwise, I'm gonna go back to my 9 to 5. So yeah, so that's that. So the for what's coming on the YouTube, I alluded a little bit before. It's about GVWR. Like we weighed our truck, and it was pretty shocking. And then I did all the research and talked to people. Like, is GV, because in Australia, GV, they call it GVM, like gross
Right.
vehicle
Right.
mass. That's a more scientific term because mass is more scientific than weight.
They
So
are very serious about that over
that's
there.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. And I look into it. I was looking through first looking into U.S. regulations, the federal, Pennsylvania laws, insurance. Then I look into Australian laws, like how they when they do a GVM, what testing do they do? Like what exactly do they do? I went through their it's called the vehicle VSB. They have vehicle standard bulletin or service. I forgot what that full name is, but I will look through their document. Like if they do test the brake, how do they test the brake? At what speed, doing how many times, and so I went through a lot of those, and I think I have a decent perspective on the whole thing. Like, is overweight okay or not, or how much okay? Uh, because I think on this issue, some people it's kind of extreme. Like either people say, "Oh, don't care, just go do whatever you want," or some people say, "Oh, it's very your car gonna break in half if you exceed it by a pound." Right? So I want to share my research and perspective. And Gene and I did like over 4,000 miles for this trip, and what happened? And there are some stuff happened
Uh-huh.
to his truck, and so you see in my video.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and after that, it will be some Tundra build related videos because I have a lot of stuff filmed. I just haven't put them together. Right? There's a lot of little things happened on the Tundra, and there's more stuff going to happen because I am going to put new suspension on it. But I haven't.
Okay. There you go. There's the tease. Um, all right, Kai. Before we finish up here, we've got to go through our rapid fire, and since you're a repeat guest, I've got some new rapid fire questions. But uh, it still cracks me up every time I remember asking you about
A meal,
your
my go-to meal.
camp meal, and yeah, if you haven't seen the last episode we did a couple of years ago with Kai, where he describes his fondness for Campbell's chunky soup,
That's right.
cold, straight from the can.
Yes.
Go back and catch up on that.
I still do that.
Oh, I have no
I did
doubt.
that on this trip.
All right. What is if you could trade rigs with any YouTuber for a week, whose rig are you taking?
Yeah, it was a tough one. I think I had two choices, and after thinking about it, I think my number one choice is last lines of defense, his new Ford
Oh,
F450.
does it have the K truck on top of it?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that part, the K truck is pretty cool. But I'm most impressed is about the 40-inch tire just fit. Oh, he did cut the fender, but the
Yeah.
nice thing about that is they have kits that finish it. Like Toyota, you cut it. I think the Tacoma has the C4 big tire kit that's
Yeah.
like finished. No, everything else you're kind of on your own. You have to fabricate stuff.
Yeah.
But the Ford, just you cut it, you finish it, it looks nice. No lift and 40-inch tires. What the hell? And everything just so big, like so strong. So I want to check it out. I want to like measure the frame, how much taller it is from the Tundra, because Tundra was already big for me, and now that's the whole new game. And the second one is Dirt Lifestyle's Tacoma.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
all
Yeah.
right. That is as
What's he call it? Girth Brooks.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That is like everything possible is on there. Like a RCRT plus portal. That's usually it's either or, but now it's both. And the Boeing the bed. I chopped the cross member off and made the high clearance front bumper. Like everything. And he has battery underneath. Like a skid for the drive shaft. And nobody else does that.
No.
So that's something I really like to experience.
Yeah, I don't disagree. All right, question number 2. If you were not making videos about 4-wheel drives and Toyotas, but you had to have a channel, what totally different topic would you make a channel about?
I think I will probably make something like science and engineering related.
I can see that.
Yeah, like so I work with EcoFlow
Yep.
in some extent, and they send me their AC, the Wave EcoFlow
Mm-hmm.
Wave, and it's an AC and heat pump, and for that they want me, of course they want me to do a product review, but what came to mind immediately is talk about the thermodynamics principle of heat pump. And I think Jerry Riggs Everything
Yep.
did one. He touched on that. And when I saw this, oh man, he stole my idea. But the heat pump was actually when I was in class in college, thermodynamics. Heat pump kind of fascinates me because it can, like traditional sense, it exceed 100% efficiency. It can be more than 100% efficient, and that really shocked me. I said, "What? How can that possible?" But that's something interesting, and I hope I can basically have regular people experience that shock through, if I can do enough storytelling, and then they will learn something. So that's if I don't do forward drive, that will be hopefully my niche. Like for regular people, got amazed by nerdy engineering and science topic.
Absolutely. I mean, why was MythBusters such a success, right? I
That's
mean,
right,
it
exactly.
it was
Yes,
the storytelling of it. So, yeah.
yes.
No, I can definitely see you succeeding at that. I'm anxious to see your AC video because I have a camper build that's unfolding right now, and I've got to
Oh wait,
decide how I'm going to do the AC on that. If I'm
like a
gonna,
camper on what?
it is it's a military trailer. My
Oh,
camera is my hinge is falling here. Let me tighten this up. Um, well, all right. So I'll tease this out there. So it's if you've seen it on my Instagram, it's a military trailer that I've had for a few years that I stripped down and raptor lined, and I've changed the hubs to match the lug pattern of the truck and
mm.
lowered it and done some modifications. And I was going to build this camper portion, kind of like
Mm.
a four-wheel camper style, to go on top of it.
Mm.
And life has transpired, and you and I were talking. I've been on the road every week, flying around. That's not going to happen anytime soon. And I'm not willing to pay the premium for some of these uh, pre-built
Yeah.
systems here. So I did the crazy thing and went the China route and reached out
Ah.
directly to the manufacturer, and I'm having one built to the exact specs that I want,
Holy
and
crap.
is supposed to show up here, shipped to my door, with all the tariffs and everything included, for a third of what I could have purchased something here for that would not have been built to the exact specs. So anyhow,
Wow.
that'll be a whole video
I,
for
I, I, I
yeah,
would love to see it when
yeah.
it comes.
But anyway, uh, so that's why I'm intrigued by your AC video.
Hmm.
All right. Question number 3. What is your drop everything destination? So somewhere you want to wheel or travel, that if you got the call and had the ability tomorrow, you're gone.
I would say Rubicon.
Okay.
That is always been on my bucket list, assuming my vehicle is like ready. And
Well,
so
maybe you have to borrow Nate's Tacoma before you go to the Rubicon.
yeah, so it was kind of funny. Like when I was first into FJ, I said, okay, once I was on 33, I said once I have long travel, I'll go to Rubicon. Then I said, man, I need a 35 to go to Rubicon. And now I think, man, I think I need bigger to go to Rubicon. It just kind of pushed off. And it's also a long drive for me. It's like coast to coast almost.
Oh, it is a long drive. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is definitely
On the list.
yeah. I have to go there. Like it might get closed off. So who knows? It get closed one day. So yeah, I have to go Rubicon.
Okay. All right. Question 4, and you've kind of beat around the bush on this episode. So on your FJ Cruiser specifically, now that it is destined to be a true trail rig,
Hmm.
are you skinny tires, pizza cutters forever, or would you ever go back to the dark side?
I think what I'm envisioning for so Nitto makes a 38 by 11 and a half
Yes, they do.
R17 trail grappler. I think that's what I'm eyeing on. So I think for the FJ, the main driver for narrow is still fit. That's my number one driver. The
Okay.
performance probably gonna happen some. For wheel, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep the Rock Warrior 6 lug or I do go back to B lug.
Right.
But so I think the narrow is mostly fit. It'll be easier to fit, and performance on the Rock. If I am not compensating for wheel by a lot, then it will still have the flex benefit on the narrow wheel I have. So
Okay.
yeah, so yeah,
So maybe is the answer. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Last question, Kai. What is your camp comfort item? What's the bougie item that you really nobody needs to bring camping, but you always have it in the truck?
For this, I would say I already make a video about it. I already made a video. It's my microwave. So you know how I haven't shown you my video yet, but it will be. So on this trip, so my RCSB, I said there's room behind my seat, right?
Right.
And Tundra, because it's wide, my what is that thing called? Center
The
center
console?
console. Yeah.
Yeah.
That okay? Yeah, the center console is also wide. It's designed to sit a people in there in the middle.
Right.
So because of that width, right behind the center console, I put a microwave on the
No
floor.
way.
And so both our seats can still lean back, and the microwave fit under it. So anytime, even on the road or at camp, you open the passenger door, and the passenger seat folds flat because it's a work truck. It folds forward and flat, and you have perfect access to my microwave. And
so you're just rolling down the road, and you got pizza rolls or whatever just going in the microwave.
Exactly, and or I leftover food, whatever, just put it in. It's hot.
Oh, that's going to be the new trend. You know, everybody was trying to get the coolers, get the refrigerators in the center console. Now that was before. Now you want a microwave. So
That's right. Yeah, so my microwave is behind the center console. So I still have the center console for stuff, and behind it is the microwave. And on top of the microwave, I found a little fridge. It's a 18 quart or 20 quart. It's kind of narrow and tall. So microwave, on top of it is a fridge, like a tiny fridge. And still, both our seats can go back. So it's because cool. Tundra is so wide, right? You can fit this type of stuff in the middle. And that was nice. It's all cheap stuff. The microwave is like $49 from Walmart, the cheapest one. And I used it for years. Like, it was in my FJ. I took it out and put it in the Tundra. It has went through a lot of off-road miles and still works.
Amazing. All right. Well, good deal. Kai, this has been great. This has been very informative and I hope entertaining for the viewers as well, to get a little bit of a behind the scenes peek at Kai's thought process and how he puts this content together. So I appreciate you coming back on. I look forward to us catching up again down the road. Thank you very much for having me. I look forward to seeing your LX transformation and your camper build. That's the LX will be seen very soon, because it's going to get put to the test here in just a couple of weeks at Mardi Gras, which is it's where it ended up flooded and gutted before. So not this year. I'm gonna win this year. Amazing. Look forward to it. All right. See you, Kai. See you next time.